Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome.
Child.
Okay, this is kind of an addendum to our incel
episode. It is.
And we've been talking about, hygiene and what we need to meet our person. So
no, what you need to be around other folks.
Just in
I'm
general.
Sorry, just in general.
Sorry.
Shout out to Professor Galloway.
This is our leave them apps alone,
please,
because now the majority of people, even older people, I was going to say young people, but it's just in general,
it's everybody,
meets their dating partner on apps. Now, we are not just big fans of that. So we're just going to give you some other ways.
Yes.
Some other ways.
Yeah.
If you just can't live without them, do you, boo? Yeah. But just in case, there's 8 billion people in the world. I think you could run into somebody. Just saying.
And I'll say this, if you're tired of the apps and you feel like, oh, this is like...
Just give it a break.
Just give it a break. Maybe, please, try some of these.
Yes.
Because the crazy thing is, you exist because 2 people had sex, and they exist because 2 people had sex.
Wait, and grandma,
and those people didn't have no internet.
Didn't even have electricity.
And tell you the truth, didn't they have more kids when there was no internet?
Girl,
let me tell y'all, my mom is one of 19.
You had to talk to each other. You had to
talk or do the other thing.
Well,
but my mom's one of 19. Lisa, y'all have small family, compared to ours, because my mom's one of 19.
Well, my grandmother was one of 9.
Okay,
so that and lived on a farm, and that was typical. That's what people did. She was born in 1908.
Okay.
But the stat that was so interesting to me from Professor Galloway, shout out Professor Galloway, 51% of young men between the ages of 18 and 24, that's prime dating time.
Yeah,
that's the end of high school and into college, which is usually when you're really active.
Yeah, you're on the prowl.
Have never asked a young woman out in person.
Wait.
Never. 51%. That's the majority. 51 is the majority. Isn't that like, I just can't believe
so
that.
Bizarre.
I do believe it because it's Professor Galloway, but it's just like, what? So I guess they're doing it DMs.
But you know what? You know why I do believe that? I have, and guys, y'all know I'm 40. So this is like, where have you been your whole life?
And I'm not.
I've noticed guys now, they'll engage in conversation, and then it's kind of like radio silence because they're literally waiting on you to make the move, which is so weird to me. Okay. I mean, of course I have aunts, but when I was growing up, there were a lot of men around, like my uncles and, just everybody. And I would hear them talk about just, no, N-word, she ain't gonna go for you, da, da, da. But they were trying. They didn't care. Mm-hmm. They were, next time she pull up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Shot, I'm gonna shoot my shot. And they were not afraid of the rejection, like, because they weren't.
Well, that's the first thing.
And that's the first thing.
You have to learn to take no. But
gosh.
These are some tips. Yes. These are just some tips of where you can go that's not an app.
To meet a human.
Okay, so work. Now, unless you
what
have...
percent is it of people meet at work? Do you have
I do not have that.
But I just saw it.
Unless you have a real tight, no fraternization policy, and some companies do.
Some companies do.
But a lot of them don't. And then especially if you're not working in the same department. If you work in a big place and, they're in one department and you're in another, they don't care about that, So, I mean, there's all kinds of... company work functions and events, and they have company picnics, all kind of stuff where you meet people, and mixers and team building things. So that's a good place, and you're there every day. So if you see somebody at the water cooler, somebody in the lunchroom, just get to know them.
Spoiler alert, they have a job. Because you can meet someone through an app and they could lie.
You might have the same interests. You might have the same skill sets, which is kind of fun. You have somebody to talk to about that. So that's a place. School. Now, if you were in college or grad school, you have no excuse. I mean, there you go.
Because you're swimming in people.
Right. Join or start a study group.
Yeah.
everybody wants a
come
study
on.
partner.
There's so many groups.
Yeah. Go to all the things. I
Yeah.
mean, everything. There, some universities, depending on where you are, I mean, they're all different. They're all regional, and they have their thing that they do that they're really good at. Do it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
and they're going to
do
have
it.
something every
So
other
go to the
week.
dances, go to the picnics,
Go to
go
the
to step
bonfire.
shows,
Yeah.
go to the bonfire,
Yeah.
do the things.
Yeah.
Go to the games, all the, sports stuff. Go to some of the different libraries, because depending on your school and what they have, if they have a law school, they have a law school library.
Yeah.
If they have a med school, they have a med school library.
Yeah.
If they have, all the grad schools usually have their own library,
Yes.
but anybody can go, but they just have a specific where their materials are. Go. Nobody's stopping you.
No one.
And it's just another way to meet people, different people outside of your little group. Because it's like, maybe I haven't seen all the engineers. Like,
I'm trying to get over here.
I just want to see something else. So true. Do that. Be adventurous.
Yes.
Join a book club. Thank you, Book Club Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay, there are online book clubs, but they meet in person.
Yeah.
So you can join online. A lot of the big bookstores like Barnes and Noble, they have book clubs where you kind of join online or find the genre that you're interested in, and then they meet at particular times of the month.
And your public libraries have those as well.
Yes, your public library has them. There are a ton of good independent bookstores that have all kinds of things. Now here in Dallas, in Bishop Arts, they have specific bookstores like romance bookstores, mystery bookstores, and they have all kinds of activities and book clubs and things that you can join.
Shout out to Wild Detectives.
Read the books, participate in the discussions. These are your people. And if you're into whatever it is, and these people are there, they're your people.
And if you're a person that says, "Well, I don't know what to talk to them about," we just gave you the answer.
The book, baby. Read the book. And they have discussions, and a lot of them break out in little, So,
but I'm just saying, a lot of times, I don't know what to say. Well, read the book.
Read the book and talk about it.
And here's the thing: if you are a guy that likes Black women, this is just an example. I want you to search top read Black romance books. I want you to read the top 3.
There's a tip for y'all.
I want you to read the top 3 because I'm just telling you. I know for
or
a
just
fact.
Women in general.
Well, I agree, but
but if you're specific,
if you're specific, you're like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to get in this door,
in this group.
I want you to read. Just shout out to Kasha Thompson. You're going to read it. You're going to have game. You're going to have something to talk about, and who knows, you may fall in love with the genre.
The book club.
There you go.
Join the book club.
There's that.
Join a run club.
Yes. Oh,
so there are lots of good run clubs in metropolitan areas.
Yes.
In Dallas, we have a bunch of them.
Yes.
So if you're into jogging or marathons or half marathons, but they're walkers groups too.
Yes.
So don't be intimidated. Like I'm not going to do a marathon, but I like to walk. So usually within the running groups, there are groups of people that walk.
Yes.
So you still would have a place.
Speaking of, I want to shout this out. If you guys look up Run It Up Dallas, which I love, there's 2 clubs in Dallas that I participate in. There's Run It Up, the Dallas group, and there's ZFT Run Club. Both of them have stories of people who met in Run Club and they ended up married.
That's cool.
So it is, and then there's people who have found long lost friends, and I mean, there's all these different connections.
Fun.
It's fun.
It's just fun, and you'll meet people. You'll make friends.
Yeah. That's true.
Play games. No, not that kind of games. But like Mahjong is huge in Dallas. I don't know in other parts of the country, but I think it's having to come back. Yeah. Bridge is a big one. And there are tournaments. There's, I'm an old neighbor of mine was really
you told
into
me they were
bridge,
real into
and they go to tournaments, and he was like a serious player. But it's a big thing. Since Mahjong is really big in Dallas right now, that all at restaurants, at people's houses, there's classes, there's free classes. Meet at a certain restaurant. We're gonna
the library
do a class. There's all kinds of stuff.
That's where I'm always at, y'all.
So look it up. Look it up in your area. Restaurants and bars. Now, lately, there's been a few places that we've been to that have outside little activities. So when she was talking about staycation, there's one near me in a historical neighborhood that the yard, but they
Oh,
have
yeah,
a
yeah.
big yard, really,
Yep.
where they have all kinds of games, which is a good place with the if you have kids.
Yes.
If you're dating
Yes.
and have kids, there's a place for them to
Yes.
burn off some energy. There's ping pong tables, there's cornhole, I mean, all
Yes,
kind of
all kinds of
stuff.
stuff.
They have like they built a separate building now, so there's like a little bar outside too.
Oh, okay.
And so there's fire pits, there's picnic tables, there's stuff.
Stuff
So
for them
that
to
those
do.
are fun because it
Yeah.
just that's a natural place where you would just start conversing.
Yes.
You're just talking about,
Yes.
I love ping pong. I love this. I love whatever. Okay. Let's see. Your place of worship. So if you go to church, that is a great place. There's
Yes.
Bible studies. You can serve together in a
Yes.
community. There's all, depending on the church and depending on its size, there's usually just a plethora of serving
Yes.
opportunities.
Yeah.
So you can, if you get involved, there's things for you to do and people for you to meet. The grocery store, just start talking to people, y'all. You know, I cannot tell you how many times now it's not a dating thing for me per se, but it's just meeting people. Like I'm standing there in front of the spaghetti sauce,
Yep.
and somebody grabs a brand I'm not familiar with. I'm like, oh, is that good?
Yes.
What do you make with that?
Yes.
And I can't tell you how many recipes I
Yep.
get. We just shoot the breeze, and you have to learn to talk to people.
Yes.
Okay, just start with that. Not trying to find a dating partner. Just talk. Just talk to people. What are you going to do with that? What and people are so ready to talk to you,
especially post pandemic. Because as much as I enjoyed like taking a break from people, now I'm like, oh, a person.
Yes.
Because we're also separated and secluded now.
So they'll talk to you. So that's a fun. And there's grandmas there, and there's people. And if you're tall,
if you're nervous,
reach something for somebody. The other day I was struggling with a thing, and a guy helped me get it down.
God bless you.
I mean, people at the grocery store are nice. We all have to eat. We all
and
are
if you're
getting groceries.
Nervous, start with a little old lady. Start with a little old man, right? This is not an assignment to talk. The first person you talk to is going to be your happily ever after.
Your dream girl, Christy Brinkley. Yeah.
The thing is, learning to speak to people helps you in so many different
arenas. But it's across the board.
Yes,
if you're nice to grandma and grandpa and just talk to them and laugh and smile, you can do that with somebody else.
That's right.
You just need to learn to get out and talk to people.
Yes.
Okay. Volunteering.
Yes.
There are so many wonderful opportunities. There are food banks. There's the Red Cross. There's Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
There are so many in your area, wherever you live. There are places to volunteer.
In dire need of volunteers.
Yes. And you will feel good about you. You will meet other people who have good hearts and want to serve. And just doing it for yourself is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
But you'll meet wonderful people there. Get outside, walk, take a walk, go to the park, ride your bike.
There's cool people out there, I promise you.
Dallas has huge parks. We have beautiful parks. Clyde Warren is a wonderful park, kind of downtown, where they have all kinds of. They have concerts. They have food trucks. They have. I can't even remember all the activities. There's just all kinds of stuff.
And every day there's something.
Yes. Now that's just one park, but all the parks, big parks, particularly in big metropolitan areas, have stuff that you can go to, usually free stuff. Yeah. Besides, not food trucks, but concerts,
just listening to the music,
bring
walking,
your blanket and just hang
chill
out. Yeah. So get outside. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, there's people right now that they have siblings, they have cousins, they have I don't know, coworkers, they have friends they went to high school with, friends they went to college with, that they've already been vetted. Yeah. I know this guy.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
Now I know they don't know him in that way.
Right.
But
but it's safer than not.
It is.
It's much safer than not.
This is someone that knows someone. And the hookup is always a good thing.
It is. And they're less likely to be abusive in that case because there's already an outside person who knows
They're
things
watching.
about them.
Everybody's
They're watching.
watching.
Where you meet people online, you don't know if any of it is true. And it's not, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but it's just the reality of it. Like, you don't know.
And this way,
that's why Catfish is a franchise. That whole show.
But they know you. If you have a mutual friend or acquaintance, they know you and they know the other person.
Yes.
So when someone says, you know what, you would hit it off with my brother.
Yeah.
Chances are you will. Not always.
Yeah.
But they know, okay, she likes mysteries. Mm-hmm. He loves mysteries. Mm-hmm. She likes the movies. Yes. He loves the movies.
Yes.
So they see the commonality.
Yes.
Where you might not even see it yourself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a good little end there. There's 8 billion people in the world, y'all.
Billion.
Get out. I mean, if you want to use the app, I ain't mad at you, but you don't have to.
And just know there's more to life than the app. Because I feel like people they kind of wake up, they're on the app.
Like that's the only option you have, you think. And parents, this goes back to parents, just like all these other episodes that we've talked about, these situations. Parents, start entertaining. And I know entertaining can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Entertaining, to do it well, hospitality is your heart.
Yeah.
And it's not about expand. I like a beautiful tablescape as much as anybody. And if you want to do that, cool. But you don't have to.
You don't have to.
There's potlucks. There's cocktail parties. Yes. Everybody come over. We're playing Scrabble. Bring a dessert.
Yes.
Everybody come over. Kind of bring an appetizer, and we're just going to nibble around and whatever. Have certain activity, and have your kids there.
Yes.
Introduce your children when they're small to your adult friends. Mm-hmm. Make them shake their hand. Mm-hmm. Look them in the eye. Say yes, sir. Say yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Because
that's going to help
most children are shy. I think most, if it's statistically, there's probably more shy kids than not.
Yes.
But that gets you out of yourself. It gets you in the habit of shaking someone's hand, kind of small talk, showing concern. Yes. How's your family? How's your children? Yes. I heard you got a new puppy.
Yes.
Those kinds of things. That crosses over. Yes. So this 51% of young men that are afraid to go up to, if you would do this, they wouldn't be so afraid. Because that crosses over to that.
That is madness.
I heard you got a dog.
Yeah.
I heard you like to go to the park. I heard you play an instrument.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
It is.
And being kind and being presentable, that's all anybody wants.
That's
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Just being nice. A nice guy. Yes. We all like a nice guy. Yes. We all like a nice girl. Now, the other stuff.
That's the issue with online, too, is it caters to this false sense of, I have to have this much money. I have to have a six-pack. I have to have this. Most people don't have
the exterior.
Like and it has to be because it's online. You're not getting a genuine, discerning connection in most cases because it's all through the filtration of an app or through a screen. And so,
and I'm not saying if the barn needs painting, I believe painting, but that's not the end all. I'm saying be presentable, shower, do the things like we talked about. If you need to paint the barn, baby, paint the barn. But that's not the thing. You need to know how to communicate with people. Yes. You need to be kind.
Yeah.
And you need to be put together for you, first off. First off.
Yes.
But if you're a kind person, if you do the best you can with what you have, mm-hmm. people will see that.
People will see that.
And your person will see that for sure.
I agree.
So
I have an honorary mention because this is something I want to do. And they have these all over and it's called Time Left.
Oh, was this the restaurant thing?
No, it's Dinner with Strangers.
Oh, okay, that is it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah. My goal, what I want to do, as soon as these planes quit falling out the sky, y'all, because I've been a little leery. Y'all know usually by now I would have had like 2 flights.
You can do it in Dallas.
I can't, but my point is I want to go somewhere else. I want to meet people who I may never see them again. I just think it's so cool. And I'm going to do it in Dallas, but I would love to go to Chicago and do it and then go to DC and do it and then go to Wyoming and do it. But to the point, that is a great way to audition those skills. You'll never see
Yes.
these folks again. Who
Yes.
cares?
In a non-threatening
It's a very non-threatening way.
situation. Yeah.
You're gonna be eating. All of y'all are strangers. Don't nobody know anybody. That's the whole point. It's 5 random people based on a personality test. They're gonna put y'all together.
That's where the woman with the kids should have been.
That's
and
where
then
her
you
ass
can
needed
sit
to be.
down instead of okay. Just
Don't get me started.
saying.
We're just revisiting that. But that's my honorary mention. If you're like, oh, I think I'm too scared, put your name in the lottery for that. And when they call you, do it. When they tell
Speaking
you.
of which, okay, this is a whole random thing. But if any of y'all have seen The Lost Kitchen,
Oh,
you know, it's a show, woman with a beautiful chef and a beautiful venue, and they just do it at a very specific time because it's in Maine, I believe. So it's very cold
wherever it is.
So they
it's beautiful.
so you have to send in a postcard
Yes.
to get it's like a lottery
Yes.
to get a table.
And they literally pull. I forgot how many people. It's beautiful.
And so you just go and have dinner.
Yeah.
So of course you can take people with you, but it's and there's big tables. So you're going to be eating, I mean, with your group, but maybe some other people too. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. And Kennedy, they just had the opening, and Kennedy, Book Club Kennedy,
she sent in
our
I hope she gets it.
So we hope we get that. But that's kind of a thing. Be adventurous, y'all.
Yeah.
That we're saying that, you know, that's kind of a dream to go. But there's all kinds of fun things like that where you just get out, meet people. And I know there's a lot of crazies, you know, but there's a lot of good people too.
Yes.
And just get out. Don't you need probably a little wingman. I love to go with a friend or a few friends and do things. And that maybe give you a little more courage.
Y'all know I go all by myself.
She likes to go by herself, but it's fine to go with your crew too.
There is, yeah.
It is. And just get out and meet people, and it will happen.
Yeah.
I know when you're a certain age and you just think it's never going to happen for me, but it will. But just live your life and get out. And we're giving you some things.
Yes.
And if nothing else, you get some fun experiences that you wouldn't
have had otherwise.
So do that.
That's it.
It's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
And hopefully you'll find your person too.
Yes, I agree. Or you'll find something you really enjoy on the way.
Or you just find your dream life.
Yeah, you just may find something you really enjoy on the way.
That's it. A purpose. You might find your purpose.
You should be your first and ultimate love.
That's it.
Not another person.
That's it.
So there's that. Mm-hmm. Okay, loves. Thank you all for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode, maybe got a few tips along the way, and you find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Get out there.
Bye, guys.